All right, so did anybody have any questions from the last notes when we talked about the germ layers? No? Did anybody watch the video? Ian?
On the worksheet, I was almost tricked on one of the areas. I forgot that it went inside out. It wasn't exactly on the notes that was printed, the version I printed. So I had to write that down somewhere.
Yeah, make sure you write that down. That's why I've had a lot of people today sending me emails asking me about, you know, well, how am I supposed to get these assignments and how am I supposed to do this? Please make sure that you watch the videos, because at the end of each video, I tell you where to go, where to get it, how to do it. And I've tried now recently to put everything in Google Doc format so the formatting doesn't get weird, which is a really big pain in the butt. Have I mentioned to you guys how much I hate Google Docs? I hate Google Docs. All right, so we talked last time about as animals formed, we got more complex, because if you think about it, we had bacteria and we had protists, and they weren't very complex. They didn't have organ systems. They didn't have any of the stuff that animals have. So last time we talked about just these guys here and how they, oops, go back, there we go, how they moved from zygote to blastula, and then the blastula that was hollowed out starts indenting on itself, and it's kind of like, can you see my hands right now? Yes. Someone unmute yourself and tell me if you can see my hands.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so here is our blastula. Gastrula is when it starts to indent, and then it actually will end up like this. So where my hands are touching will be your digestive cavity. So it kind of goes inside out, which is super cool. So then we start forming our body cavities. We're going to look at 3 different body cavities today, or 3 different body setups. We're going to have some organisms that are referred to as acoelomates, some that are referred to as pseudocoelomates, and some that are referred to as eucoelomates. Does anybody raise your hand if you know what A, the prefix A means? Do, 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 do. Cole? Oh, Laria.
Without.
Right, without or not. So we got no. And C-O-E-L, that means cavity. So acoelomates are not going to have a body cavity. What a body cavity is it's an area that will hold all your organs and protect them. If I was to punch Diego right in the stomach, would I pop his stomach? Diego, would I rupture your stomach if I punched you?
No.
No. You have a body cavity that surrounds your organs and protects them. The first group that we're talking about here, the acoelomates, these guys, they do not have any sort of body cavity. So they don't have that protection. Close it, please. Daughter's spying on me. So they are easily squished. The pseudocoelomates, does anybody know what pseudo means? This is P-S-E-U-D-O. Ian?
Fake.
Fake or false, very good. See, that's where this Latin is going to come in handy. And then, just as I said before, the seal is cavity. So these guys have a body cavity right in here in this region. But to be a true body cavity, which is the next one, it's got to have mesoderm all around the body cavity. Who remembers what the mesoderm does? Meso. The type of tissue that it forms starts with the same letter.
Muscle.
Muscle, very good, Alex. So on this pseudocoelomate, what color do I want to use? I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter right now. This area right here is the muscle. This is the mesoderm, see where it's pointing right here? So it's got muscle along one side of it on the outside, but in the middle, it just has the pseudocoelom and it has a digestive tract. Can you guys still hear me? Because it says my internet is unstable. Are we good? Is Macy's Burger? Oh, Macy's Burger. Is anybody still there? Anyway, I hope you're still there. I'm gonna come peek. Hopefully you guys don't get mad at me. Hello, are you there?
Oh, hi.
All right, I came back. Yay. All right, I don't know what just happened there. That was very strange. I was just getting ready to send you guys a text that said, okay, I tried to do it live and then my computer died. But we're back. Okay, did everybody have this part? Can you see my screen now?
My notes don't have that.
Huh?
Where is my cursor?
I printed the original version of the notes due to lack of time, and this does not exist, this area.
No, this isn't on your notes. I'm just showing you this picture right now. I'm gonna show you a picture on your notes in just 1 second.
Okay, so this like is not on our notes, like this picture.
Right, it's similar to the one at the bottom of page 3. The one on the bottom of page 3 we'll go over in 1 second. All right, I
I
gotta
don't
see.
have one at the bottom of page 3.
Don't have one on the bottom of page 3?
It's just lines of text. And there's pictures up here that are
Then
on
look at the
these.
top of page 4. Yours printed weird.
Is it this or this?
Come
Found it.
closer, Peyton. We're gonna talk about the one on the left, on my left, in a second.
So this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then move your fingers on the other one. Okay, let me pull it up and see what the problem is with your tapping. Stop it. Did you guys print it off the Google Doc or off the
Yeah, I think that the formatting's just weird on it.
yeah, because I just pulled up the Google Doc and it shows a picture very similar to this on the bottom of page 3.
Yeah, I did the Google Docs and I see like the picture with like the 2 circles at the bottom of page 3.
Yeah, and one that's kind of
Okay.
flat like this one.
I had
Yeah,
those
kinda
at the
like
top of page 4. I just don't know what's wrong with my printer. It's just bad.
No, it's fine. It was just a formatting thing. All right, so I guess this is still recording. I guess we'll find out. This will be fun. All right, so you guys were telling me that in my pseudocoelom here, this area, this mesoderm, what did you guys tell me it was gonna make?
muscles.
Muscle.
Muscular.
So if you look at this body cavity, this area that's kind of white on this picture, it's got muscle surrounding it, this red area that I'm coloring in. Can't figure out how to change my colors on this thing. So I only have the basic colors. But that red area that I'm coloring in is the muscle, and it's surrounding this body cavity only on one side. On the inside, this area here is the endoderm. What does the endoderm make?
Isn't that like all the important stuff, like respiratory stuff?
Right, in your digestive tract and such. Very good. So these guys started to get a body cavity to protect them, but they don't have a full body cavity. We don't get to that until we get to the eucoelomates. Does anybody know from Latin class what EU means?
True.
Huh?
Doesn't it mean true?
Yep. True cavity. So these guys have a true body cavity. And it is surrounded by muscle tissue on both sides. So if you look right here, this whole area that I'm coloring red right here, and then right here it comes up, and then you can make the noises if you want, it makes it better. And then this area here, all that area that I'm coloring red is all mesoderm. So if I colored this body cavity, this coelom here, black, do you see how it's got red on both sides of it, on all sides of it? It's got red up here. It's got red in here. So is that body cavity totally surrounded by muscle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mrs. Berg.
So if I was to punch Aiden in the back, in the lower back, I would not probably rupture his kidney because he's got that body cavity there that is surrounded by muscle, and that's where his organs are. So you're really well protected. How many of you guys have had just an organ rupture? No? That's because this spot, you have? Which one?
I was just kidding.
Nah. So I want you guys to get out your, get out a yellow colored pencil if you have one. Do you have a yellow colored pencil? Or you could use light green because I can't figure out how to get yellow. So I'm going to use light green. I can only figure out how to get the primary colors. Ian?
Sorry to interrupt you,
Uh-huh.
but it seems like you skipped over a section on the notes. Specifically, this thing is like labeling pictures 1 to 7.
Labeling the pictures
That was on the notes last time. It was at the
Yeah.
end of the last.
Really?
That was from last time's video.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'll go back to that then.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna use green because I can't find yellow, but yellow would be better because you should never put yellow and green right next, or red and green right next to each other. You guys know why?
Impossible to tell them apart.
Very good. It's impossible to tell them apart, but apparently you guys have the proper cones in your retina, so you can probably see this. But I'm trying really hard to make green on that very outside layer on all my pictures. There, Betty. If you're colorblind, just that outside layer of dots is all going to be green because our ectoderm is going to be green. And then maybe even circle where it says ectoderm. Aren't I a fabulous drawer? Are you guys completely jealous of my drawing skills?
Where is this at?
Huh? It's the same picture as the picture on the bottom of page 3. Here, let me go to my next slide and see if I actually have that picture. Ah, there we go. Here's the picture that should be on the bottom of your page 3. Oh, and it's already colored for me from last year. I don't have to do it. Ha! Yay. So, huh?
I'm confused. I don't have it.
What?
I don't have it. Maybe
I don't know
do.
where.
I don't know.
It should be right above that because that's the next thing we're going to do.
Miss Berger, I printed it off of the Word document and it doesn't have that on it.
Or is it this part? Because at like the top of my page 4, I have like the color key part, but I only have it.
Yeah, I just opened it up from the Word doc and it cut off this one little section. So you can just draw this. I mean, it's not like it's really high def drawing, but I didn't realize that that body cavity, do you see where it says body cavity on page 3 and it says acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, eucoelomate, Maddie or Madeline? You see that? Right underneath that where it says color, create a color key and color the germ layers, these 3 pictures should have been right there. So you could just draw them in.
I'm just gonna take a picture of it.
Yeah, that's fine. And see when I did this, what?
We're coloring the blue stuff yellow.
Yes, you can color it whichever colors you want, just so that you differentiate them from each other. because it's kind of hard to see when you don't have them colored in. So you can have the ectoderm yellow and you can have the endoderm blue, whatever you want, just so as long as you can see this. And when it's colored in, do you see in the middle picture? Do you see where it's all red and that's the pseudocoelom? Look at how it only has orange mesoderm on one side of it. But if you look over here, here we've got this nice body cavity and it's got orange all around it. That's a well-protected body cavity. And once we started getting this well-protected body cavity, we started getting organ systems and grew bigger. Every major animal is a eucoelomate, a true body cavity. We're going to talk about things like jellyfish and parasitic worms. Those are going to be these guys down here, the acoelomates and the pseudocoelomates. But when we start talking about lions and tigers and bears, oh my God, then we'll talk about the eucoelomates. Eucoelomates. So everybody get those colored in, or you still need a minute?
I still need a minute. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So the orange part that's colored in is the mesoderm.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. See, when I did this at school with the smartboard, I could get all the different colors, but now I am challenged because I just have this little smart slate and it doesn't do all the things. Can you guys see the little key up at the top of my picture here? Yeah, okay, cool. Where can I find my colors? I'm gonna try to find my colors while you guys are. Oh, I don't think that's yellow. Is that yellow? Alex, who's in the background of your picture? Is that a brother?
Yeah, it's my brother.
Marco.
Hi, Alex's brother. You're really good at juggling.
Marco, my teacher's complimenting your juggling. Yeah.
Ali, how you doing? Awesome. I'm hearing a rumor that they might be saying something about stay at home on the 3 o'clock news. Will it end? Will it extend? What will happen? Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, what did you hear?
That on the 3 o'clock news, they're going to say something about this stay at home. Like if they're going to have an end date or extend it or something, I don't know. Apparently there was a little like coming up at 3. So hopefully they say they're going to end. What do I think? I don't think we're going back to school.
Miss Berger, can I retake your class next year?
Yeah. You know what you could do? You could be my lab assistant. And then senior year, you could take AP Bio and you'd have me all 3 years. That would be awesome. All right, you guys done coloring yet? Yes, Mrs. Berger.
Yes, Mrs. Berger.
Oh, thank you, Aiden. Still the only one that answers me. Stretch everybody else out. Give me a thumbs up if you're done coloring. Give me a thumbs up if you love biology. Oh, my 11-year-old in the other room just said biology sucks. She's grounded. 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 Where'd Maddie go?
She had to.
Nothing's more important than this. Lame. Tell her I said she's more important. You go away before I give you more chores. Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, so if you have your notes, the next part we're gonna talk about is another drawing. Ah, crap, it says my internet's unstable. If I lose you again, just stay, maybe it'll come back. Can you still hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, groovy. All right, now this is the most exciting thing you're gonna learn today. Are you ready for this?
Is that in our notes?
Yes, this is right after the other pictures. If you have the Word document, it's on page 4. If you have the Google document, it's still on page 4. It's just up at the top of page 4. Yep. I'm going to show you a picture just like that in a second. Okay. So hold that thought. Okay?
Okay.
So we had the blastula, right? We had the big, hollow soccer ball circle. And that's that first picture right here. Nope. Right here, this is the blastula, the big circle. And then during gastrulation, we start having it indent, right? And then it's gonna go like that. What this is showing in the second picture is right where that gastrulation happens, right where it starts to indent. Right here is where it's indenting. Right here, it's where it's indenting. These are two different types of organisms here. One is called protostomes, and one is called deuterostomes. Does anybody know what proto means? Prototype or back. Everybody back? You can hear me again? Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but we're almost done. All right. Ian, you remember what proto means? Ian? Yes, what does proto means? What does it mean?
Yeah. Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Proto means first. So proto is first, and stome is mouth.
We can't see your screen, by the way.
Oh, you can't? Did it unshare? Oh, I've done a lot of these Zooms, and I've never had my internet poop out. I apologize. All right, now can you see it? Yeah, okay. So my very messy handwriting down here. Proto means first, and stome means mouth. So what this is saying is that area where it starts to indent, this area right here, which is called the blastopore. In protostomes, when it starts to indent right where my fingers are, not my thumbs, where it's starting to indent here, see how I'm indenting? Right where my finger's touching, that's gonna become your mouth first if you are a protostome. So as you form, the first thing that forms right where my fingertips are touching here is going to become the mouth. So down here will be the mouth, and then when this comes all together, where my wrists are, that would be my anus if I was a protostome. Do you think you're a protostome or deuterostome? Do you think your mouth formed first or your anus formed first? Hilaria, you think your anus? You are correct. You all are a deuterostome. Deutero means second. And then stome means mouth. So, you know how I've told you guys all year that your head was lodged in your anal sphincter? It's because your anus formed first and then your head got stuck in there. Doesn't it all make sense now? All right, so here's a picture that's on your notes. Does everybody see this on page 4? It should look exactly the same, and this is showing you the blastopore is the green area. That's where it's going to start indenting. And if you were a protostome, then that blastopore becomes your mouth. If you're a deuterostome, that blastopore becomes your anus. And look, just because I'm 5, I made anus brown. Come on, can I get a smile? Come on, Diego.
I didn't hear the joke. You were lagging.
Oh, dang it. I was saying that because I'm 5, I colored the anus brown.
That makes me laugh.
Oh, I'm so funny in my own mind. I think it's the wind that's making all this lagging happen. Laura, you're outside. Is it very windy?
It's pretty windy, yeah.
Yeah. Causing all sorts of problems with my interweb. Can you guys still see my screen that I'm sharing? Because now I'm staring at all your faces. Thank you, Madeline.
We can see it.
Amanda, I like that tapestry behind you. It's pretty. Emma, why are you hiding your face?
Cause I woke up 30 minutes before I came on here, and I didn't get ready. I just got out of bed and came on here.
Girl, I haven't done anything but put my hair in a ponytail for weeks.
Yeah, my hair's a messy bun right now. I don't really.
Yeah. Anna, you have the same problem? Maybe she is asleep. So what are you going to tell your parents at the dinner table tonight? You're going to say, when I was forming, my anus formed before my mouth. And your parents are going to think you're brilliant. Cole, I want you to go downstairs and tell your mom that as soon as we're done. Yes, Mrs. Barker? All right.
Will do.
Awesome. Now you guys might wonder, why in the world do we care whether or not the mouth formed first or the anus formed first? Well, that's how we're going to differentiate some of these different phyla of animals that we're going to talk about, because the first ones are going to be the protostomes, and all vertebrates are going to be deuterostomes. So this is kind of how they're broken down into groups. This whole yellow area is the endoderm, and then that space in between the endoderm is the digestive tract. You see the mouth on one end and the anus on the other end. I mean, you guys always ask, why do we have to learn this stuff? Isn't it good to know that your anus formed before your mouth? Could you have made it through your whole life without knowing that? Did anybody get tricked on my worksheet from last time? That very last section, it made you think about the digestive tract and the fact that the excretory system was part of the digestive tract. I didn't fool any of you. Laurie,
a lot of
you
this
look,
stuff required looking up.
yeah. Laurie, you look confused. You're staring off.
I was trying to figure out what the dude was doing because he was just walking across the road.
Oh. Was he socially distancing?
I mean, yeah, there's no one else around him.
That's good. All you darn teenagers made my Castlewood close. Makes me very sad. Saw so many teenagers up there not socially distancing. That's terrible. All right, so I didn't do too many notes today. You guys can go back and look at this recording if you need to see that picture again. But I went to share a different screen. Okay, can you see my Google Classroom now?
Yes, Mrs. Berger.
Yes.
Okay, so this time, because my internet's been kind of poopy, I didn't upload a file. I just put a link to the Google Doc because every time I tried to upload a file, it just like sat there forever. So if you look, it says 4/9/20 Zoom meeting at 2 o'clock, and it gave you all that stuff. Then notes page 3 and 4, just in case another day you're not going to be able to make it. Right next to here, after I do these live, there'll be a YouTube link where you can watch it on your own. And then the body plan worksheet, I have it due for Monday, so you have plenty of time to do it. It's not going to take you that long. I will tell you, is everybody listening and paying attention? I made this worksheet when I could print it out and give it to you guys. So the very first part, I was going to have you label it and label each of the parts like the endoderm and ectoderm, but it's hard to label if you're trying to do it on Google Docs. Have any of you ever figured out how to like add a text box to Google Docs? Have you done that before? No? Yeah, I want to show you real quick.
Isn't there like that little T that you can click and then it lets you make
Mm-hmm.
text box wherever you?
Yep. All right, tell me if you can see this where it says coelom formation at the top. Does everybody see that? Yeah. And you see these pictures very similar to what we just did. So what I would have had you do in class when I printed this out was, actually it would have been in black and white. So I was going to make you color it, but now it's in color because it's on the Google Doc. And then you see the boxes. That's where I wanted you to actually fill in ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. If you don't have a printer at home because your little sister used up all the ink, then you can go up here to insert and go to drawing and new. And you see this little T here? Does everybody see the T with the box around it? If you click on that, then you can make a text box and you can put endoderm. Oh, there it is. Ooh, it's upside down. How did I do that? You see that? That's crazy. Try that again. That was weird. So I could write endoderm, and I can take these and push it out so it's longer, save and close. And then I could grab this and move it over to the right box. Does everybody understand that concept? Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand if you do. Now, it's way easier if you could just print it out and write on it and then take a picture and upload it to the classroom. But I know not all of you have ink or paper or anything like that. So just do the best you can with things like text boxes and filling it out that way. Is everybody okay with that? Yes, Mrs. Berger. Does anybody have any questions, comments, admirations?
If we print it out, we don't have to like color it, right?
Right, we're not going to color.
Okay.
Unless you want to for your studying purposes.
I do have a question though.
Was that Ian? Yeah.
I was wondering why the notes are like all weird, like when you initially posted them.
Well, that's why I moved it into a Google Doc so that it would not be weird formatted.
Okay.
Because I put both of them up there, the Google Doc and the Word Doc. The Google Doc, I don't know why when I posted the Word Doc that it formatted like that. I'll go back and fix it and re-put it up there. But It's just formatting issues with going between programs because Google hates Microsoft apparently. Anybody else? You guys having lots of fun being on stay at home? Yeah? You know, stay at home for like ever and never go out ever again?
I want to be able to freely go out.
I know, it stinks.
It gets so nice outside, especially right when this happens.
I know. Well, you can still go outside. You just have to stay away from people. Unless you have allergies, because then as soon as you step outside, your whole face swells up. And I love spring. It's very sad. Nikki, have you gotten outside?
I have. We usually go on a walk as a family every day.
Where are you?
I'm at Best Buy.
I saw the Pepsi machine behind you. I was like, do you have a Pepsi machine in your bedroom?
Yeah, it's the break room.
Do you work there?
I do.
Oh, so you're listening to class during your break?
Yes.
That is dedication, Nikki. I am proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, Nikki, did you just like tell them, hey, I have to go at 2 for break. I have to get on my bio conference or something?
I just mentioned something about it, and they were like, if you need to go to a Zoom meeting, go to it. Perfectly
Nice.
fine.
Awesome. Good. Thank you for coming. All right. Anybody have anything else to share?
Miss Berger, did you hear about why a lot of people are saying don't use Zoom anymore? So apparently Zoom got hacked.
What do you mean by
So
hacked?
like people have been hacking Zoom and are able to like get into conferences. So like
do
my
what?
brother's company emailed him and was like, delete Zoom, get it off your laptop.
Oh, well, maybe I'll have to go to using Meet. I'll have to look that up. So next time you might get a link to go to Meet instead of Zoom. Okay? But you'll just click on it, so you'll be fine. Well, it was great to see all your shiny faces. I miss you all. Have a nice Easter if you are Christian. Have a nice weekend if you're not. I will talk to you on Tuesday, okay? Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.